Welcome to Oh My Darling. Our plan was to ride the length of the Darling River, Australia's second longest waterway, and starting from Wentworth in New South Wales, where it flows into the mighty Murray River, riding upstream all the way to Bourke, where it starts. Honestly, the roads and trails we have out back of the Adelaide Hills in South Australia are awesome. This is Pine Hut Road, which leads towards the extra long and ever-changing 3-chain road. Our plan was from Wentworth in New South Wales to ride northeast, following the Darling to Menindee Lakes, Wilcannia and Bourke up to Lightning Ridge and the Queensland border, then down and west to White Cliffs, into Broken Hill, staying at Silverton, then back into South Australia, visiting Sturt Vale Station, south of Yunta, and home. We left Adelaide and headed to Sedan with several additional mates joining us overnight, from where the next day would be starting our 9-day and 3,000 kilometre journey. The idea of chasing the Darling unfortunately didn't go to plan, and unfortunately it turned into a different kind of adventure, one of water, sand and rescue. This reserve in Wentworth is really worth visiting, where Australia's two great rivers merge. You can see the green water of the Murray coming from the high alpine region in southeast New South Wales, and the brown water of the Darling coming from the dry, arid plains of northern New South Wales. The ride north to Menindee Lakes was dry, dusty and well damn hot, with endless bull dust sand patches and very fine gravel to keep us on our toes. The first day of our ride was the longest, covering 545 kilometres, being a good shakedown for all that was to come.
That last section was some good, nice, solid sections in the centre. You can go, all right, it's just a short section of sand. All right, here we go.
I think someone pushed me.
Nick and George
Yeah,
helped him pick up the car, and lo and behold,
top legends.
here comes the ambulance for Brenton. He's let's hope the ambulance doesn't get bogged, eh? It's pretty deep sand.
We'll get a run up and push him out.
And a broken leg. You want to think about Brenton? You really want that green whistle?
Wouldn't be too bad.
Oh dear.
Just watch your left elbow, mate.
This is a bariatric ambulance.
Unfortunately, where Brenton came off in the sand was only 100 metres from our first night's campsite, ending his ride with a lower leg radial fracture. It was a long night, and so we ditched the lakeside camping idea and collected our thoughts in the local Maidens Hotel. In the morning, after getting an update on Brenton, we pushed further north to Wilcannia to try and make Trilby Station for dinner. The road conditions were getting worse and proving a challenge. Our average speed was lower than planned, and covering 366 kilometres to Trilby Station before dark was looking doubtful. This stretch of road was dotted with car wrecks, most upside down, leaving you wondering if these people survived. Confidence, momentum, technique and bike control all play a big part in riding these roads in these conditions. And of course recognising when fatigue sets in after a while and you start losing concentration.
You're up?
Went over bars.
Oh.
So caught my leg on the way.
Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. here.
Fortunately, Richard was okay, with only a bruised BMW Ego. We pressed on, but were pretty relieved to arrive in Wilcannia and regroup. Over a late lunch and after talking to some locals, we decided not to push our luck and change our plans. None of us were up for a further 200 kilometres of very sketchy road conditions and slow going in 41-degree heat. Instead, we headed for Broken Hill and Silverton, electing to give ourselves an easy night to cool down and rethink our Darling River adventure. Here's Jordan with his toy in his element. What an eclectic and unique place Silverton is. It's really worth a visit. It's only 20 minutes northwest of Broken Hill. We had to admit the dry, tough road conditions to push further north up the Darling had beaten us. Instead, we agreed to continue the river theme and enjoy exploring the lower Darling and Murray River. We also knew Menindee Lakes was calling to revisit and experience camping next to the beautiful lake Pamamaroo, so that's where we headed with the plan to then pick up the original route to Sturt Vale Station the following day. Today we set off to ride west into South Australia to Sturt Vale Station, minus Brett, who would take a shortcut to Mildura and pick us up the following day. This Loch Lilly road, heading west into South Australia, was fast and fun to ride. For 285 kilometres we averaged 64 kilometres an hour, and that includes 3 short stops. After the border entering South Australia, we were told the road conditions were better. They weren't, and in fact they were far more challenging, with many long sandy ridges to power through. It's remote, only passing 3 stations, but we had a blast and were keen to wash down the fine red sand that night. Well, here we are at Sturt Vale Station, and they've got the Dorper sheep, the lambs in here, and the guys are interested in having a look at them, but more so tagging them and ringing them, and I guess we'll learn more about what all that means. The shearing shed's no longer used for shearing. Used to have merinos, now moved to the meat sheep Dorper. Oh, well, let's go and have some fun.
Your left hand grabs the back leg on that side. Right hand grabs just up on the top of the...
And you fill the whole cradle before you start?
Yeah. Do 5, let 5 out, do 5, let 5 out.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, see technique.
Yep, it is technique. Absolutely.
Did you introduce yourself?
No.
Look at that, there we go. You can lay on the bit. Oh, I'm going to have a go at this.
Give me a job.
Today we headed towards the Riverland, an easy, fast-flowing route of 250 kilometres, to pick up the Murray River and to visit 2 unique outback pubs. If you get a chance, make sure you call in and visit this beautiful oasis on the Murray, the Overland Corner Hotel, and also where we're heading tonight, the Woolshed Brewery, just out of Paringa. From our accommodation at the Woolshed Brewery on the Murray, we headed south to Berry for brunch. Over the Murray again as we headed south towards Loxton, and then all the way downriver to the ferry at Wellington, where we're going to cross the river to another great spot. Yes, a pub, the Wellington Hotel. Wellington is the last town on the Murray before the large fresh lakes of Alexandrina and Albert, and of course the Murray Mouth at the top of the Coorong in South Australia. We all know a true adventure doesn't start until things don't go to plan, and you're forced to make changes and improvise. Well, this was one of those, and largely due to the fact that South Australia hadn't had any rain for some 15 months, being the driest stretch on record for 185 years. So for now, the top of the Darling and its outback beauty remains unfinished business for us. Thanks for watching.